Okay. Chat. Chat. How do I see that? Oh. Well, what do I know? We'll see since I can't see my phone anyway. Map. Boop. A little bit. No, I don't want to rotate the device. Hello there. Correct. No mic. No headphones. Just raw camera, phone, audio. Right. Well, I don't know how long this is gonna go, because I gotta keep an eye on my kids. So we're just gonna see if we can speed run this for posterity. Alright. A little bugger. Yoink. Oh, look at that smoke. Good stuff. Alright. Woo! I hope that smoke shows up because it's kind of neat. Okay. So I've already got everything like pre-wired here, or pre-cut, not pre-wired. So this really isn't going to take too long. But having some documentation of this is probably good because it's kind of particular. Soldering is easy. Just get, I recommend, okay, tripod. So this one it was like $15, I think. It's got a temperature thing, and I like to use, where's my camera? This flathead one, because it's really good for these big joints, like on switches and things, and it gets really hot. I have mine set to 325 or so. That's how I like to do it, at least. I don't like to go too hot, because then you can melt things, like switches and things, and burn out motors. I've heard of this happening. If you're not careful, you can melt your XT60 tabs, or whatever they are, and that's not good. The main thing is that what you want to do is, it's really hard to show from here, but pretty much you want to set the iron on like this side of the wire, and then the solder on this side, so that the wire itself gets hot enough to melt the solder, instead of just putting solder on your iron and then, coating it. You want to make sure that the wire's actually heating up enough. If you don't do that, then you'll get weak connections and stuff. This sort of stand helps a lot too. I had another one here. This one, the base of this one and the light and stuff was a gift. I swapped the arms from this one because they were a little more flexible than the one that this came with, because I'd already bought one and then I was given another one as a gift, so I figured I'd customize it and make it how I liked it. And this is helpful. I haven't used the magnifying glass or the light yet, so how do I see the chat? Oh, there we go. I've never used the boards, to be honest. I've just only ever gone for it, kind of, and too much solder. And you also want to make sure your joints are nice and shiny and not so, you don't want them to get frosty. And you don't want to you don't want the solder to cool too fast or it'll get frosty. And then you get a weak joint and a bad connection. It'll be brittle. Where did my other wire go? Oh, it fell. Yep, I did. Okay. So on the Magpie specifically, there's a wire channel that is directional. So if you have a right-handed one, the wires have to go on the right, like this, and then they'll feed through. I don't know if that's flammable. So you'll take them and tuck them through here in this slot, and then that will go into here, into this channel here, like that, like that. And they'll go in here and they'll go under the trigger, and that is something you need to be careful of, that the trigger still rotates freely. And the wires need to be flush with the side, or the motor cover on the top won't go on them. The tabs that you'll use the normally closed and the common. And so, let's see, it goes like this. Okay. And you want to do the wires like sideways, like this a little bit, so that they're not parallel to it. At least, you don't have to, but it makes it so you have a little more room to work with when you're putting the switch in. If you're looking for help on soldering, the Make Test Battle videos about the Strife and Rapid Strike are really helpful. That's where I learned. They go a little fast, but they're, you know, solid old time-honored advice, and I highly recommend those. Ow, that's hot. Okay, let's see. Switch goes in like this, so we want to grab this. I don't know if there's solder on the bottom, so I'm gonna tin that. Oh, and the other thing that you do is you pre-solder like this. So you heat it up and then you put solder on it on both sides of your connection, and that helps make things go faster and easier, because then you're just remelting the solder to connect your things, instead of having to melt the solder as you try to connect them. Then you're holding too many things and it gets difficult. Okay, you bastard. There we go. So here's the inside of the Magpie that we will be inserting this into. If I can find... Ah, there it is. So then we need, this is the switch to battery wire. Hey you. What you doing? We'll go get some.
But I get on this part.
Okay, and that's fine, but if you want to come out here, you need you to go get some shoes, okay? That's okay. Okay. And we add the heat shrink. Oh wait, you know what I should really do? Set that sideways again. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm missing comments, guys. I want to see. How do I bring up the chat? There it is. The files for this are not public yet. I'm working on that. I have been taking odd commissions. That's what this is. This is a commission. And they will be released at some point. I'm torn between the now emerging release model where a single commercial sale is allowed with each purchase of files. Good job, baby. And I'm on the fence about it because getting paid for my files would be nice, but I like to keep them open source and easy to get. But like $5 for files also doesn't seem like a bad deal to me, so we'll see. Probably I will do that in the future with some files, but likely not the Magpie. This is my pliers, and I'm holding the connector for the battery. I'm gonna wire it. Okay, let's see. Okay. How far are you in the garage, baby? What am I looking at, baby? How far are you? Oh my gosh, you're all the way over there.
How did I get over here?
I don't know, baby. How did you?
Is this a pacifier?
Huh?
What is this?
It was like a thing for putting frozen fruit in for babies.
What?
It was for putting fruit in for Dom. Or you. It was actually for you when you were teething.
Okay. What, Daddy?
It was for you when you were teething. We'd put frozen fruit in it and you would chew on it.
How is it?
I don't know, babe.
How is it cute?
I don't know, baby. There we go. The pre-cut heat shrink for XT60s is fantastic. And I really like that. I keep buying more expensive connectors because they come with the heat shrink and I like that so much. Just look at that. Look at that. Connection, nice. Bring up my chat. There it is. That's a little bit hot. Ella. You're gonna cook? What are you cooking? Nice screwdriver.
Look what I'm putting in my hand and I'm trying to get some soup.
Oh my gosh, there's soup in there?
Yeah. I'm cooking soup.
And you're just gonna stick your hands in the soup that you're cooking?
Oh no.
Okay, good. Oh, there it is.
When it's done, when it's done, I will.
Don't you use a ladle for soup, baby?
What?
Don't you use a ladle for soup? To scoop soup. To pull it out of the bowl that you put it in. Okay, usually when I'm doing this, I put the black wire under because it has to go under the switch over here. Oh, oops, we forgot to pull out some screws. So on the later Magpie files, oh, that's not good. Did I print a really early file here? It's supposed to have like a camphor there. We might have to get creative here. Okay. We have a... Oh, that isn't good. Alright, we are going to have to get creative here. So a handy trick if you have problems with a print is to hit it with a lighter and to heat it up. And then the plastic, if you don't overdo it and cook it, start fire, is malleable. And so we can, like in this case, screw in the screw flush with the hole, or with the whatever, which we need for this. Allie.
Any food? Are you hungry enough?
I'm okay. Thanks, babes.
I'm taking lots of carrots. I want lots of carrots so it doesn't go burn.
Yeah? How did my other one not have this problem?
I don't
That's
want
weird.
it to burn, so I have to stay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't want to burn. That would be...
I don't want to like overdo it here, but maybe fire under my phone isn't a good idea. It's fine. Okay. All we need are pegs, but because of the print orientation, we can't just print pegs for the switches here. Okay.
Daddy, I'm going... Look how much carrots
Squeeze
I'm
in
going to
there.
put in the food.
How much carrots are you gonna put in the soup, baby?
Look.
What am I looking at? Uh-oh. That's
How
not
much
good.
carrots I need.
That doesn't seem right.
Look how yummy this is.
Alright, so I can already tell the spring on this is too weak on the hammer
Look how yummy
slash
this soup is
pusher.
going to be. Look.
How yummy. So good. Is it so good, baby?
Yeah, because it's going to have lots of carrots in it.
Ow! Oh, ow.
What happened?
I stabbed myself. Oh, hey, I didn't know I had any of these left. That might be too strong, though.
Hey, Daddy, what is it you want?
What?
Are you hungry now?
No.
But I'm cooking.
And yet, I am going to be reduced to this.
Daddy, are you hungry at all?
No.
Well, I'm doing my cooking stuff.
Ow. Yeah?
Is this fast to see my cooking?
What's that, baby?
Look how good I am at cooking.
How good are you at cooking, baby? Oh, look, I got one of these already. That might be good.
Daddy,
Allie. Okay.
it's done.
No problem.
Cooking.
It is?
It's not done. I'm just
Oh.
I'm
Oh, it's not done.
I just started cooking.
Oh my gosh, you did? Okay.
I did.
Ow. That really hurt. Where did push go? There it is. So I find that the Magpie needs a lot of tuning of like spring length because the springs all fight each other at the same all the
Is
time.
it gonna be yummy?
I don't know, is it?
Yeah.
Jeez, that hurt. Okay. I don't know if this is a strong enough spring either. I'm gonna suspect it's not. definitely not strong enough. Oh, come on. Whoops. Huh?
Oh, it's Mommy asking.
Dom got stuck outside and we needed to let him in.
And someone locked the door.
No, because he doesn't know how to open the door from the outside.
Daddy, are you hungry at all?
No.
But anyway, I'm cooking.
We went over this, baby. I'm not hungry. Well, you cook, but no promises that I'll eat it. What? What?
I like this coffee. Because my food is cooking.
That'll do.
Is it gonna be yummy?
I don't know. Is it?
Yes. When it cools down, when it's done cooking.
This is the worst part of the magpie. There we go. Oh, come on. Did you get your shoes done?
Mm-hmm.
Good boy.
Anything to eat on? There's lots of food.
Nope. What the heck? It's weird. It's like it's in the wrong place. Alright, that spring is... Oh yeah, we're gonna have to go for an entirely different spring. I didn't really want to help you. There you go. Come on.
No. What? Don't shoot me. Why shoot? Don't ever shoot me. Cause I'm cooking, and I'm not cooking.
Whoa, Dom.
And that.
Okay, I'm just gonna cut that. Maybe two more.
Mommy.
1 sec, Dom.
I'm cooking anyway, so I think you'll.
I did not want to grab that coil. I wanted to grab the other coil. Ah, there we go. Hey, Dom, don't shoot her. Dom, no, you don't get to shoot anymore. Kate, we've talked about this. You don't shoot Ellie. Hey, Ellie, shoot him.
There's no door.
There's one right at your feet. Get him back.
I'm going to shoot you, Dad.
Yeah, you better run, Dom. But this is what happens, dude. If Ellie doesn't want to play, you don't shoot her.
I shot Dom.
Yeah, I know you did. Okay.
Dad, is it nice because I'm cooking?
Mm-hmm. Okay, Dom, do you understand? We don't shoot Ellie with the Nerf gun. Okay. Got it? Okay, good.
You know, what kind of food would you like? Do you want any food?
Why is it doing that? Come on.
You don't?
No.
Is it fun to make food now? I'm cooking down.
There we go.
Is Dom being funny?
I don't know. Is he? Oh, fuck you.
Ow.
What's up, Dom? Oh, Jesus, I hate this. This is my least favorite part of making these things. Getting this spring through something else. What, Dom? Yes. Got it.
Daddy, I just got a carrot out of my food.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That is so crazy, baby girl.
Even though it was cooking,
Oh, okay.
see how
That
hard
was
it is?
awful.
That's
As
why I'm
always.
using
Okay.
my
Oh, and there it goes. Definite. Oh, crap. This spring's way too strong. Oh, no.
And then I use
We're gonna see if this can. I don't know. See, that spring's too strong. This is what I'm talking about. I can tell as soon as I put it in, this is too strong. So we need to find yet another spring. It's not too long, not too strong, not too weak. So tedious. Okay, this seems like a promising candidate. Let's check. That length is too short. This one's only a tiny bit longer. Probably actually no good. Would that one work? That one work. Feels springy. Check the hammer. Ooh, that's a little tight.
Daddy, is this nice? Am I cooking for us so we can have food?
Mm-hmm.
If mommy's ever hungry?
What, baby?
Mom's hungry.
Dom's hungry? That's not too surprising. Alright, that's awful. Boink. Alright. Allie, Dom can't stop you if you want to do it, okay? Oh, that will work. Okay. Oh no, that won't work. We gotta cut that. Which is unfortunate. Because it's just gonna come out. Why is this so hard? What was I thinking with this design? Stupid. Okay. There we go. The hammer pushes on this spot here on the bottom of the pusher. It can be tedious to get the spring in. But you know what? It is the way that it is. Works. Whoops. Freeze that a little bit. Oh wait, why is that so janky there? Oh gosh. Oh no, I'm losing it. I lost it. Oh, Jesus fuck. Oh, there it is. This is really tedious and painful.
Dom, it's right there. Me and Dom are cooking together.
My own incompetence is stunning. Ugh. Ah. Fuck you, fucker.
Dom is cooking, and I'm going to cook by my with Dom in it.
Yeah?
Yeah. So me and Dom can match cooking together.
Oh yeah, you can?
Okay. Why is it cute?
I don't know, baby.
Now I'm cooking too. Another carrot. And another carrot. Okay, Dom.
There is no good way to do this that I can see.
Put all the pots together. Thank you.
Come on. So close. Yes! There we go.
Now,
There we go.
use that for your cookies.
Oh my gosh, wait, that's even worse than before. How
Where's the cookie?
the hell is that worse than before? I don't think. Well, we can try it, but I don't think it's gonna work. Oh, that's awful. Yeah. Yep. This is what I get for working with just what's around instead of buying springs. That still is too strong. Seems like. Feels like there's a ton of friction in there, but I think the spring is just too long. Or not too long, too strong. Too short, too strong. And I don't have too many more options, so that might be the end of this for the day. At least that part of it. I do need to test if the wheels spin in the right direction. Yeah?
Yeah. I don't want him to get worse because he's cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I need these.
Fuck you.
Did you want that?
Sorry. Hard to keep this in frame. I'm moving around a lot. Take my springs and just go through them on camera. See what we got. Also, checking this out. Okay, let's see. What do we have here?
Dad, am I being funny?
I don't know, are you? Oh, hey, I do still have some of these in here. I didn't realize that. That's cool. Okay. I think I'm gonna unplug this. We can test if the wheels spin the right direction. Now, do. They sure do. Awesome. Okay. That means we don't have to rewire anything. So the soldering iron really can be turned off. This seems like a pretty stretchy spring, but it's kind of short. So we'll see if this will work.
Keep cooking, buddy. Keep cooking, buddy.
If I felt like I could make a rubber band work inside this, I would so use one of those. But I don't think I can.
Dom is taking off his shoes.
Dom, don't take off your shoes. You need them for the garage.
No.
Yes. Dom, do you want to go inside? Then put your shoes on. Come on, Dom.
You don't know
Dom, that's the rule. Dom, go inside. Go inside. No, don't go in the car. Go inside.
No.
Dom, do I need to lay down the law?
No.
Then listen to me, so I don't have to.
I don't know.
Yes, almost. Okay.
Daddy, is this yummy at all? Is this food yummy at all?
Probably.
Calm down.
There we go.
Hey, hello.
Ooh, that is pretty short.
Hello.
Well, it might work, might not. I'll show the hammer. So, because you know, this isn't exactly an informative video, but so here we have the sear, which the trigger pushes on and pushes the hammer. The hammer in turn pushes the pusher, like so. And that's why you can fire it with the hammer and not the trigger. Trigger's semi-redundant. And then on this side, this is the indexing arm, or the hand and paw, or whatever it's called. And this one resets. That's what these little thingies are. They're the printed springs that help them move past things to return to their original position. And that is super important in this design. These ones are experimental TPU flexible filament ones. PETG has been working, although it still has a tendency to eventually snap and break. So I'm not sure that I can totally, like, PTG is the best so far, but something a little softer than PTG but harder than the TPU I have at least would be good. That would be ideal. So the TPU ones are a mix, multi-material solution. Come on. Why won't you go in there? What is it caught on? It's so weird. What, Ellie?
What sun is it in here?
There's no sunlight in here at all. It's just the ceiling lights. Okay, there we go. Oh, that'll do it. That's still a little stronger than I'd like, but not bad. So the TPU sears have this PLA insert that's hard, and then the TPU outer part that's the spring. And so they're a little easier to bypass. The PTG ones also have a problem. You need a really, really strong trigger spring so that it'll reset properly, which is frustrating, but not terrible. It works. Can be made to work. The TPU ones mean, though, that we can potentially have lighter springs, which means that the trigger pull will feel better because it'll be a little less heavy and stuff. And why won't this go on? What?
Hey, Dominic.
I do not understand what is going on here.
Which one do you want to cook?
That is so weird.
Please, Dom, we're gonna share
There's nothing stopping
pieces
it.
of onions. Please, Dom, we're gonna
Pieces of onions?
Yeah. Look at our pieces of onions.
Pieces of onions?
Yeah. We're gonna cut our onions.
What the hell? It's like it's stuck on something, but what?
Frank, cook some of
What is it stuck on? I can't see anything.
Frank, cook some onions.
Or is it just the switch? No, it's something in the middle. What the hell? This is so weird. Oh, this isn't back over. Why isn't this back over there? Oh, I see. My thing got stuck in there. Oh my gosh. This is annoying as hell. Well, I've never had that happen before. Oh yeah? And it's soup, did you say? It's soup. Alright, there we go. That's what was wrong. Okay.
I'm happy
Dude, I was
for
right. There
you.
was something stuck in there.
Good.
The less you have to take this thing apart, the better. It's awful.
It's cookie dog. Who's cooking a good dog?
What does Dom have? Dom, did you find that? Okay, so I have a minor problem where the screw for the trigger spring
I am cooking.
is poking through, and we need to heat this up so that we can
Hey, Dog,
get a
is it
path
funny?
for it to travel. Yep, there we go.
My cooking very cute.
Modeling in a little path for the rotation of this on top of that would be difficult. It's easier if you have that problem to. Oh yeah, there we go. Awesome.
No.
Another happy landing. Whoop. Okay. Now we just find my screws. I think that one's too big. Can't use that one. Oh, I had a bunch of them. Can use one of these ones. Tom, what's up, dude?
The food is done.
The food is done? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Alright, so this thing is kind of an unusual design. It's both clamshell and monolithic. Hey, guys, what's up? Dom, you're holding it backwards. Flip it around. Flip it around. Flip it around. Alright, go. Don't flip it around. I don't care. Dom, don't throw things, please.
Was Dom this ready for you? What's up?
Awesome. Okay. Now we stick on the motor cover. So this is what I was talking about. This lines up against the motors. And so this has to have room to move. Oh, and we'll find my iron sights and find one and install those. Did I get a pin in there? No, I didn't. Okay. I can find some filament to throw in here. Right, so the iron sight, the rear sight moves. So we flip this guy in.
Daddy, what
Oh,
is it
jeez.
you want to
Why
eat?
can't I get
I'm
that?
eating.
What, Allie?
I'm eating.
You're
my
eating?
dinner.
You're eating your dinner? Good job, baby. So we can use filament as a pin here to put the rear sight into the rear base. And then, I don't see my knife. And then this moves,
Daddy,
which is cool.
my dinner.
And there is a screw hole in it, so if you used an M2 screw and a spring, this could actually just hold in a position and you'd unscrew it like a traditional revolver's sights, or the Colt at least. And that's kind of cool. Not terribly important, I don't think, on this, but it's there if you wanted to. I've never done it.
I want more
Whoops.
dinner, so my fork fell because I was doing this. Fork.
Are you making messes over there, by the way?
I'm making food.
Is that the same thing as a mess, baby? Probably. It probably is.
More dinner. For eating. It's yummy, Dad. Mommy. I am more hungry. I taught Dom how to say hungry.
You did?
Yeah, 'cause I
Dom, can you say hungry?
He said hungry. Daddy, this is so yummy!
Yay! So yummy.
I'm so
Oh, God.
hungry that
I hope I didn't overdo that.
I didn't.
I
I'm
totally
hungry,
overdid
I'm
that.
eating my dinner!
There we go. Nope, there we don't go.
Why am I being funny and cute?
I don't know. Why are you?
It's so yummy. Where my plate is.
Okay, we will throw in the screw. Hopefully everything is still warm enough to squish a little bit. Ow, fuck.
Oh, the onion.
Whoa. Okay, that screw's too long.
The onion is gonna get eaten. Lots of food is gonna get eaten. Lots of
And
food
a
is gonna
shorter
get eaten.
screw. Yes, baby, it is.
I'm going to eat, Daddy.
Okay.
So quickly.
Okay, you do that, babe.
No.
Okay, now we'll just throw in this screw.
Look, the food is going.
Thank you to all 6 of you who are still here.
Oh,
I appreciate you watching this through to the end. Because it was probably boring as hell.
I could always be eating. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, I say that and I lose someone. Oh, and you missed out on this. Well, that's great. That feels really good. Okay. Alrighty. Do some test shots here. Do two chambers. Whoops. Oh, that's... Yeah. Oops. Apparently, my motors are not spinning fast enough here. That's okay. It fired. Let's go find another battery. A real battery. Oh yeah. Whoop. Thanks,
Tell me
tripod.
if
For
we're
not...
gonna clean it out.
Oh, that's why.
You gonna play?
Right.
Here is this birdie.
Ah, thanks, tripod. Oh, oh no. Okay. That dart was too short. Oh, that's not surprising. So some of these are cut down guys that are going to be shorter, and if the tight fit is too tight, they won't always push. I think it was both of those. So we'll just... Oh, there it goes. How many empty chambers did we have? I might have to file these out a little bit, these chambers. I think they're taped. Okay. Well, it works. There's a little bit of tuning that needs to happen here. That's fine. But I think we're calling it a day. Alrighty. Alright, thank you guys for watching. So These, as I said earlier in the stream, the files for this are going to go up probably in the near future. I'm getting really close to finishing them. Dom, what's up? We'll see. You'll need to be able to print both PLA and PTG, possibly TPU if you prefer to go that route. Not everyone has TPU. I have a bunch, so that's an option for me. But should print on a small printer. Should be pretty easy to. It's not the easiest to put together, but it's not too hard. So, thanks for watching. Let's end the stream.